Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this webinar organized by the Spanish Chamber of Commerce in Qatar and HLB. My name is Josefa Sandoval, General Secretary of the Chamber, and it is a pleasure to be here with you today. The name of this webinar is In Country Value, Enhancements and Update. It is a pleasure to have Antonio Gallet, the Managing Partner, and Anthony Sami, Audit Director, here with us to presentation this session. Thank you for joining us today. All the questions you had will be answered at the end of the presentation, will be moderated by my colleague, Cristina. This session will be recorded and we will share it to our YouTube channel. Now I will hand over to Mr. Antonio Gallet. Thank you for joining, and I hope you enjoyed this session. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Josefa, for this introduction, and good morning, everyone. My name is Antonio Gallet, and I'm the managing partner of Antonio Gallet and Partners CPA and HLB AG in Doha. So it's a good opportunity today and thank you, Josefa, and thank you the Spain Chamber of Commerce for giving us this opportunity to do webinar and to present the webinar for the in-country value in Qatar. My colleague Anthony, who is the audit director, also will participate in this presentation, and then if you have any question end of the presentation, you can ask about any query or about any information that you need to know about the ICV. Before I start the ICV, I just like to introduce my firm in Doha. The content will be initially we need to start about the introduction, understanding the ICV certification process, the formula, the ICV bonus, and ICV bonus plus the 7 behavioral elements and key inclusions, transition to the new enhancement that took place in November 2024, and example about the calculation. Our company is we're a member of HLB International. We're number 8 globally. We're available in 157 countries. Our turnover is around 5.7 billion. We represent them in Doha. We have 2 entities, one under the mainland, under Antonio Gallet and Partners CPA, and another one that is fully licensed under the Qatar Financial Center. We are approved to audit listed entities under the Qatar Financial Market Authorities, and also we're approved to do business advisory services, business evaluations under the Qatar Financial Market Authority, and we're accredited in all the regulators in Doha. This is all the countries where we are available. What the service that we provide, we do audit and assurance, internal audit, tax and compliance, payroll, advisory and consulting, ESG, IT and digital, and also, as you know, we're ICV certifiers. We do ICV certifications. All the service is covered in-house in our firm in Doha. If we need any expertise or in any experience that we missed by our employees here, we usually sub-service our job to one of HLB members. We don't do any job, or we don't sub-service our job to any firm other than HLB members. We cover all the industries, and we have experience in all the industries in Doha. We've been awarded by the International Accounting Bulletin in 2022 and 2024 the Network of the Year, comparing with other competitive audit firm globally. And we've been awarded as HLB International the most loved workplace in 2023 and 2024. We will start now by the ICV and what does it mean, ICV, because it's a new subject in Doha and it's not well known. The awareness of ICV is not well spread out in Doha, although they are Tautin. They have done a lot of conferences lately to be able to give more awareness to the people, to the vendors in Doha. How to calculate the ICV? So the ICV is measured by the local cost divided by the total cost. The local cost is what is eligible. We will talk later in the later slides what will be eligible to be included in the calculation, and then you divided it by the total cost. It was before total revenue. Now they have changed it to total cost, and then we will discuss in the next slides. The ICV, the main contribution of ICV is how to contribute locally. So they want people to contribute locally. They want people to buy from local vendors. They want people vendors to buy from local firms in Doha. Then this will enhance the economy of the country. And then also they want to be able to comply and to meet the Qatar Vision 2030 and especially the white collars. They want to upskill the workforce. They want to people and firms to do training, continuous professional education, continuous educational learning curve to the employees, developing local suppliers, and also establishing capital investment. So in other words, they want people to come here, spend here, do everything in Doha, then you will be able to increase your ICV score, and we will also enhance our economy in the country. ICV rewards bidders their local contribution. If you have a good score, this will give value, will give you more opportunity to be able to compete commercially with other vendors, with other competitors in any tender that you bid for. As we mentioned, so the key strategic focus area: maximize sustainable in-country value creation, upskill and develop the local talent and suppliers, and promote the in-country private investment. To be able to do the ICV certification, you should appoint one of the 24 ICV certifiers. We are one of them. To be able to, why you need ICV certifier, why you cannot do it by yourself. You need ICV certifier because we need to do audit. We need to check, to verify, to make sure that whatever will be included in the ICV in the cost, it is correct, it is incurred by the company, it is related to the company, the invoice, whatever expenses the company has spent, it is related to the company. And then we need to do the audit to be able to complete the process and issue the ICV certificate, and be able to also to give you the ICV scored end of the ICV, the agreed upon procedures process. Usually when we do the audit, we implement, we need to comply with Tautin guideline. And in addition to that, we need to apply ISRS 4400, which is agreed upon procedures. And then we issue the report according to the results. Now I will give the chance to my colleague Anthony, who's the audit director of the company. He will start to give you more details about the ICV, how to register, and how to complete the process. Anthony, you can start, please.
Yeah, good afternoon, all of you. Thank you for joining with us today. I will discuss the whole process about how to register and what are the procedures included, and what is the new formula and what is the old formula, what the companies that they can get benefit out of the ICV score process. Let us start with the 5 steps in the ICV certification process. As you know, there are 5 steps in the process. First of all, the company is willing to get the ICV certification. They need to register in ICV portal. There is an agreement between Tautin and the suppliers. You need to read all the terms and conditions related to this ICV process, and you need to sign the ICV, that particular agreement. Importantly, that agreement should be signed by the authorized signatory in the CR. So after signing this agreement, you need to upload 3 documents. One is the updated CR, valid CR, and the computer card to verify the signature, and plus the signed agreement. Once you upload the signed agreement, after 2 or 3 working days, you will get the access to the portal. Then there are, as you know, there are 24 ICV certifiers. You need to select one ICV certifiers as us that, and we need to sign an engagement letter between the ICV certifier and you. And the ICV certifier, they will upload the engagement letter in Tauteen portal. Once you engaged, the next step is to update the ICV scorecard. It is the responsibility of the company. Then the validation part. In the validation part, this will take a significant time to validate the data. That will be done by us. But if the data, if it is arranged, well organized and arranged, then it will be easier to validate the data. Finally, we will certify the scorecard, and we will issue the certification, and we will prepare a factual finding report based on the conclusions.
I
These are the 5 steps.
I just want to highlight one point here regarding the validation, because you mentioned that it takes a significant time. So here it depends about the company's the team efficiency of the company and the ERP system they're using, how the team is efficient to be able to fill out the data, and the ERP system they are using. So once we get the data as ICV certifier, and the data is well organized and well given to us, it won't take more than 2 weeks to be able to complete the process. So the critical area here is the team, how they are organizing, how they are efficient to fill out the data and provide it to us. Anthony.
Yeah, now we will discuss the responsibilities of the 3 parties involving in the ICV certification. One is the company. The company is responsible to fill the ICV scorecard. Some suppliers that they are requesting us to fill the ICV scorecard, but we are refrained from filling the ICV scorecard because it is the complete responsibility of the company to fill and submit the necessary supporting documents to us. Also, they need to provide us accurate information to verify the ICV scorecard. As ICV certifier, we have certain responsibilities. We need to comply with ICV guideline provided by Tauteen to us to verify the scorecard, and we need to prepare the factual finding report based on ISRS 4400, which is related to agreed upon procedures. Also, we are responsible to attend any panel meetings that will be organized by Tauteen. Further, we need to facilitate the audit will be done by Tauteen. As a governing body, Tauteen also has some responsibilities to, let's say, to solve any dispute between the ICV certifier and the company throughout the ICV process, to arrange any panel meetings, to give the technical support, and to solve the issues that will be faced by the certifier or supplier in the digital portal. Those are the responsibilities of Tauteen. Importantly, they will do the audit in every 6 months. They will do the audit of. They will select 4 files from the total population, and they will check the complete file. So that's why we are more focused on complying the guidelines.
Oh, yeah. Just Tauteen here is we are ICV certifiers. There is an ICV auditor which is PwC. So PwC there are 2 waves during the year. They do audit on us 2 times. Every 6 months they do audit. The files that will be selected by Tauteen. Tauteen will convert the files to PwC, and PwC they come and they do the audit on us. if the file wasn't well prepared, it wasn't complied with the agreed upon procedures and especially Tawteen guideline, they will check. They will issue a report of observations, and if those observations are major, they may stop the license and ask us to redo the license of the ICV certification. And also, if anything that is not objectively prepared, they may suspend the license of the ICV certifier. So there are 2 waves during the year, and these 2 waves are done by PwC that has been appointed by Tawteen to do the audit. So far, we have done like 6 audits. We can say 0 observations on our firm. This is the previous formula before the enhancement that took place in November 2024. It was before eligible local cost divided by local revenue, and then the new denominator is eligible local cost divided by total cost. Why they have done this movement or this enhancement? Because they have conducted a survey study, and based on the answers of many people, they mentioned that it's not fair to divide it by local revenue, because for example, there are too many manufacturers. They're highly efficient, so they have high turnover but less cost. So any company they have high turnover and less cost, definitely they will get a lower ICV score. So what they have done, they said, okay, we will ignore the revenue from the denominator and then let's go to the total cost. Then this will be fair with all the people, whether efficient or not efficient. This will give you, or will be fair with all the people in the country to get a fair score. Before the enhancement, the loss-making companies, the company they were incurring losses, they're only allowed to divide by total cost. Now it is unified denominator, which is the total cost. In addition to this enhancement, you have the Tawteen, they have added bonus. In addition to the changes of the total revenue to total cost, Tawteen, they have said, okay, in addition to that, we will give the companies bonus, and those bonus are connected to seven behavioral elements. We will be.
Doctor, this is the main enhancement in ICV whole process. They will consider 7 behavioral elements. Those elements will be considered as a bonus score. We will discuss in detail in the next slide. And the bonus, including the bonus, it is optional. If the supplier is not willing to provide the data to the ICV certifier, that they can exclude. But if you are including this one, it's an additional benefit to the company. Anyhow, the bonus is capped to 15%. Based on the formula, it will reach maximum of 20%. If it is reaching more than 15%, that it will be capped to 15% only. Let us move to the ICV formula. On the left side, you can see the old formula. Before it was considered as total revenue also. Now the unified formula the denominator became as a cost. Goods and services, it will be considered. Workforce training, which will be included the investment that you are making, boosting your workforce, that you are incurring expenses related to your training and development of your employees. Supply development, it's related to the expenses that you are incurring. Let's say if you are sponsoring your supplier to get the ICV scorecard. Let's say you have a foreign supplier and they are willing to come to Qatar to open their local company, and if you are spending on behalf of those company to establish a company here, let's say for the company establishment expenses, any consultancy expenses related to the company establishment here in Qatar, those kind of expenses you can include under supply development. Plus investment in fixed asset is purely related to the depreciation and amortization of assets. which will be calculated based on IFRS 16. These are the technical matters. And plus there are 7 behavioral elements such as productivity and automation, capability building, and we will discuss this one in detail in the next slide.
Yeah, you can continue, Anthony, here.
Yeah. There are 7 behavioral elements that they will consider in the bonus calculation. One is productivity and automation, which is related to the Siri assessment index, which will be governed by QDB, which is mainly focusing on the manufacturing companies. Siri stands for Smart Industry Readiness Index. There are very few Siri certifiers are available in Qatar. Those are appointed by QDB. The next one is capability building, which will be considering the amount that you are spending for the workforce training and supply development. These expenses will be considered in a separate part of the course. But here for the bonus purpose also it will be considered on the percentage of the total cost incurred. The next one is investment growth. Investment growth is related to the comparison of the last year's equity portion of the financial statement and this year's equity portion. So when we are considering that equity part, we need to ignore any foreign currency reserves or a hedging related reserve, any non-cash reserves that we will ignore, and the remaining part will be considered.
For the investment growth here, Anthony, let me clarify. So if you have a company and you have retained earnings, if you are keeping this retained earning in the company to develop or to extend your business in Doha, then this will give you bonus. If you are withdrawing the full retained earning of the company, the full dividend and the transferring the full dividend, I'm just giving an example here, then this will not give you bonus. So the investment growth is how much the company is generating income, rolling over retained earnings, and you're keeping this retained earning in the company to be able to invest this money in the country and do the investment growth. In the capability building, I just want to add one point here. Those will add additional point other than the expenses that you incur in the company. If you are doing a lot of training, talent training, sustainable development, other than the expenses that you spend in the company, is going to give you additional bonus in the calculation. So this is the main enhancement in this ICV, those seven behavioral elements.
The next one is Qatarization. If in your payroll, if you are including any Qatari employees, that will be you will get additional benefit. The next one is export revenue. In the total income, if there is any export income, as a percentage of that export income in the total income, you will get the benefit.
Exporting income here, why it will add income? Mahani, they have removed the revenue and they replace it by total cost. So the export here, because when you export money, you're bringing money back to Qatar. So the more it will enhance, it will add, the money is coming to the inflow from abroad to Qatar. So you're selling abroad and the money is coming in. So it enhances the economy, the inflow of the economy. So this will add value, will give you additional bonus to the ICV calculation.
This is related to the research and development. If the company incurring any expenses related to the research and development, that part also will be considered as a percentage of the total cost. And the final one is sustainability. Sustainability of it will be considered. There are 3 ISO certification. One is environmental and management system, which is related to 14001. The next one is 5001, which is related to the energy management system, and the final one is 14067, which is related to the carbon footprint of product. It is mainly related to the manufacturing entities. If you have any one of these certifications, also it will be boost your bonus.
Because now the country and the government is moving into the eco-friendly. They're focusing more into the ESG, environmental, social, and government. So now this sustainability is connected also to the ESG that the company, the government is pushing, and their commitment also. They're committing globally to the climate change, and so this one is linked and connected to the ESG part. The key inclusion here is we have the employee salaries. It was before the enhancement. It was 10,000 or 120,000 per year. Now they have to be able to enhance the ICV score and to give incentives to the companies. They have to reduce the threshold to 6,000. So now any salary that is 6,000, it should be transferred definitely through the WPS, the basic salary through the WPS, and or through the bank transfer. Then it can be included in the calculation. Before the adjustment, it was 10,000 or 120,000 per year. Now it is 6,000, which will give incentive to the vendor to increase the score and to include more people. Insurance expenses, it wasn't included.
Just to add one point, doctor, here the basic salary should be transferred, must be transferred by WPS. Any other allowances that you can do the bank transfer, it's okay. But the basic salary must be transferred to WPS. Any check payment are not allowed, or any cash payment also not allowed. Regarding the insurance, before the insurance expenses are not included in the ICV score, but now it is included. But that expenses need to be incurred to a locally registered insurance companies under MOCI or QFC. Before the government fees and government expenses are not included, fully excluded. Now 1.5% of the total cost will be considered in the score. The next one is CSR. If the company spending any money on the CSR activity.
Regarding the government fees, any sanctions or fines or violation, it will not be included. So government fees here, like renewing the CR, paying anything related to the government, it will be included. Anything related to tax, sanctions, fines, penalties that you're paying, those will be excluded. They won't be included in even though you paid this amount, you incurred this amount, but they're not be included because they consider them as fines, sanctions, and they should be excluded.
Yeah. There are approved organizations which is related to the CSR activities. If you are spending through any of those organizations, it will be considered at 100% of the expenses that will be considered to the score. Before under the goods, nothing was included related to the local farms. Now they have put a separate category as local farms. It should be approved local farms. So 100% of those expenses also will be included in the scorecard. Regarding the international services, as per the previous ICV guideline, by default it will go to the some other services, and it was included in the score calculation. Now they have fully excluded because they put additional column for the international services, so it will be fully excluded.
The ICV plan. Although the ICV plan is still not yet applicable, it is, but however, at the later stage, it's ICV plan based on Tawteen is a forward-looking view based on the supplier's plan spent during the contract. So the vendor, this is based on big contract, significant contract. They have to prepare a plan. So this ICV plan, it needs to be submitted with the bid, and you need to commit to this plan. So you cannot just submit the bid and you don't commit to the plan. So this plan, it needs to be submitted with the bid, with any tender, and then end of the contract, the ICV certifier here that was accredited by Tawteen, we need to review, we need to validate, we need to audit whether this ICV plan, it has been achieved, it has been implemented by, committed to by the vendor. Upon commitment, upon if the vendor has achieved the ICV plan, then there will be corresponding reward if the winning bidder achieved its commitment. Regarding the impact on the procurement process, the bidder shall submit the complete ICV plan in the bid document, and the ICV plan play a major role in the commercial evaluation to determine the winning bidder. However, as I mentioned, the ICV plan is still not yet applicable. I confirmed that also by Tawteen 1 week ago, still not yet applicable. And if it will be, we don't know. We don't have any date or any specific date when it's going to be applicable in any tender. The ICV Plus, we lately received it. It will be implemented and will be effective in 15th of April 2025. So almost after 1 month. The ICV Plus is mainly for the manufacturers, companies. They want to encourage everyone in Doha to buy from the factories here, to buy from the manufacturers in Doha, to be able to increase their score. So what they have done, they are giving them a 50% bonus to those companies to be able to encourage all vendors in Doha to buy from manufacturing companies. They are available and registered in Doha. How you will be eligible to the ICV Plus? To be eligible to the ICV Plus, you need to make sure that you're under the MOCI, the Ministry of Commerce and Industries, based on the commercial registration, and based on the industrial license that you have, that are both valid, and the commercial activities. You need to look into the commercial activities as well to make sure that you fall under the criteria of manufacturer, because there are too many people, too many companies. They have several activities. They don't fall under the manufacturing, and then they need to adjust their commercial activities into MOCI to be able to be eligible for the ICV Plus. So as we mentioned, you need to check at the Ministry of Commerce and Industry that define the ICV Plus eligibility. Eligible manufacturer will automatically receive the ICV 50% score. So if you are a manufacturer and you are eligible and you have 20% ICV score, automatically you will be having 70. Okay, effective from 15th of April 2025, automatically. If you have 20 now, by 15 April 2024, we will open the portal. You will see that you have 70% ICV score, and will be identified with the ICV icon in the supplier's ICV database. If you are eligible manufacturer, but you don't have ICV certificate now, you're not ICV you don't have any ICV score, you need to register on Tawteen. You need to make sure that you are registered, and automatically you will get the 50% ICV score, even if you have 0. Okay, so they want to push, they want to enhance, they want to encourage vendors to buy from manufacturers. So they are giving this opportunity to manufacturing companies to be eligible to this criteria, and also to register under Tawteen portal, and then automatically you will get the 50%. If you don't have so far any ICV score or ICV, you are not certified ICV. If you are eligible ICV manufacturer and you have ICV score, as I mentioned, automatically you will get additional 50%. If you have 10, you will be 70. If you have 30, it will be 80. Even if you have 50, you will get the 100. Because we raised this question, we may get the 100. They said yes. If you have 50%, you get 50%. So when you purchase from eligible manufacturer, the ICV contribution of relevant spend is calculated using the manufacturer ICV score. So from any manufacturer you buy, automatically the money you spend with this manufacturer, you have an agreement with 1 million, you spend 1 million, automatically you can enjoy, and then you can use the money that you spend with this manufacturer, depending on the ICV score. This is the supply chain. Anthony, can you explain here how it is important to buy from an ICV, from a supplier that has ICV, and how it is important that the ICV, the supplier that has ICV, is buying from the third tier, the supplier that has ICV.
Yeah, let's say your company is in Tier 2 and you are purchasing from Tier 3 entities. Your score is will depend on the high score holders in Tier 2, Tier 3 entities. Let's say if you are purchasing uh, for 100,000 from supplier A, which has 80% score. So 100,000 into 80%, it will be 80,000 will be your contribution. It will be considered for your scorecard. Let's say the same material or same services that you are purchasing from a low score holder, let's say 20%, from that 100,000, only 20% will be considered as your contribution. So that's why this chain is very important. Also in Tautin portal, there is there is a tool that you can identify for your purchases, those who are having high scores. So from the Tautin portal also you can select the suppliers. Any of the selection of supplier is depend on the management decision, but there is a facilitation tool in ICV portal.
Facilitation tool that in the Tautin portal that the procurement usually we highly recommend before you select your suppliers. You go to the Tautin, and then from there, what is required from you, what is the main activity, what is the supplier that you require. You check they have ICV or they don't have ICV. So this will add value to the companies to increase their score instead of buying from suppliers they do not have ICV score. Transition to the new enhancement. This took place in 24th of November from the transition date from the old ICV calculation to the new ICV calculation and enhancement. The old guideline, if we have companies that are we signed the engagement letter before 24th of November and we still didn't finish, you will be surprised why we did not finish. Now we are in almost March. Yes, there are some companies, they're not highly efficient. They delay of providing the data, so we cannot issue any ICV certificate if we don't get the proper documentation well organized and the proper schedules. So if it is signed before 24th of November, the old guideline will be applicable, and it is there won't be any issue. Same like the manufacturer that they're getting now 50% additional. Anyone after from 24th of November and onward, any profitable entity, they got a 10% score on their score, automatic 10%, and loss-making companies, they got 7% score. They want to give incentive to the companies in Doha. After 1st of June 2025, if any of the old engagement letter that has been signed before 24th of November hasn't been completed, it's gonna be suspended automatically. Okay, it's gonna be suspended automatically. So the deadline is 1st of June 2024-25. If you didn't finish any engagement that has been signed before 24th of November, they gave us deadline till 1st of June 2025. If we don't finish at that time, we need to cancel this engagement letter. We need to sign a new engagement letter based on the new guideline and the new enhancement. We need to check the audit opinion. Too many companies, we're facing issues now with several companies. You need to look, we always recommend and highly recommend companies when they finish the audit, they need to look into the audit report of the financial statement. There are too many companies, they don't know, they go to small firms, prepare, finalize the financial statement, give me the report, but they don't look into the audit report. The auditor usually, if they don't do the proper audit to get relief, they qualify the report if they don't do the audit properly. So here, what you need to do, if any qualified opinion in the audit report will ban us from doing the ICV certification. If this audit opinion is not related to IFRS 9 or ECL or non-cash, anything that is non-cash, it's okay. No issues about it. IFRS 16, IFRS 9, ECL, provision, that this is non-cash, we call it, because we can ignore it. But anything related to cash items or anything that will impact the P&L, anything that will impact the cash flow of the company, then we need to get approval from Tawteen, and definitely if the qualification is significant, Tawteen will say no. And it happened with several companies that we have been engaged to do. Tawteen and the PwC, they refused to do it. So it's very important before you finish your audit always to check the audit opinion, to check the report of the auditor, the first 2 pages, to make sure you don't have any qualification. Okay, definitely depending on what you provide to the auditors, because if the auditor is not satisfied, he cannot issue unmodified opinion. The 80% threshold requirement has been removed from this individual section. Anthony, can you explain here about the 80% threshold?
Yeah, before under old guidelines, even you need to consider 80% goods separately and services separately. So now they they have changed to the total goods and services that you can cover 80%. Let's say you can get the benefit. Let's say you will cover 90% of the goods, and let's say 79% of the services. So in that case, under the old guideline, you cannot claim the you cannot proceed with ICV certification if you are not covering 80% of the services. Now, if you are combining both together, you will get the benefit. That's why they release the rule.
Yeah, and the 90 days grace period. So if you have now any tender and you did not finish the ICV certification, we as ICV certifier, we will issue a letter that we are in the performing the ICV process, the ICV certification. But you want to make sure that before you arrive to the commercial side, that the ICV certification would have been issued. From the technical perspective, because if you don't have the ICV, usually you fail, you lose the tender. Now they say, okay, no problem. You have an ICV certifier. Let's get a letter from the ICV certifier that you are in the process of getting the ICV. So technically you will pass. But before you finish the commercial side, you must provide the ICV certificate, because the tender usually there is a window and it takes time. It doesn't finish within a very short period. This is the example here how of calculation during tender evaluation. Anthony?
Yeah. This is like example for an evaluation process. Let's say there is a tender, there are 5 competitors that they are bidding, and their prices are mentioned here like 1,000, 1,500, 810, 820, and 800. First 2 quotations will be disqualified because there will be a budget for each and every tenders. So it is, let's say, if it is plus 10% or minus 10%, so the 1,000 and 1,500 are more than their budget. So because of that reason, it will be disqualified. So considering other 3 suppliers, consider then after that the ICV score will play a major role in this process. Let's say the supplier 3, 4, and 5, their respective ICV scores are 9% and 20% and 5%. So in this case, the alternative ICV, the new price will be calculated 1 minus the ICV score into the bidding price. Let's say after calculating this one, the lowest price is 656 because their ICV score is 20%. Even though the price is higher, let's say more than 800 and 810, but they have the highest ICV score. That's why the alternate the price is low. That's why the supplier 4 will be selected.
Yeah. So this is the presentation about the ICV introduction and about the ICV enhancement and about how it is calculated and how you get the ICV. Thank you so much for listening, and we're here open to answer any query that you have.
Okay, thank you so much. Now you can write your questions on the chat, or if you want, you also can raise their hand and we will give you the word. At the moment, we already have one question in the chat. I'm not sure if you already give the answers, but Luis Carlos Barroso asked about the training. Is internal training
Just
considered? Yeah, try to open the
just
chat and
let
you will
me
see there the question.
1 second, please.
Don't worry, take your time.
Anthony, can you check this? I don't know what happened here. Can you check from your side?
Yeah, the question is training. Is internal training considered? What about the
No.
cost related to having our own training center and trainers? The internal training, it will be considered provided that the cost is incremental to the company. Let's say you have a trainer and at the same time he is an employee also. If those cost is not incremental to the company, let's say you need to pay separately to that trainer, then it will be included.
Yeah,
Sorry, Anthony.
any
I'm Luis. I'm the one asking the question. What do you mean paid separately? I didn't understand that.
It should be compensated separately. Let's say you can include there should be timesheet and all. Let's say his salary is, let's say, 10,000.
Okay.
Based on the time spent for that training, you need to pay him 2,000. So that 2,000 will be considered, but let's say you cannot say that is included in the salary.
Okay, understood.
It should be incremental cost to the company.
incremental cost to the company, in-house training that is not payable is not included. Any in-house training that you do, it will be added, provided that it will be incremental to the company. So even if it's I know that how comes we need to pay. I am in the company, my salary is 10,000. They're going to compensate the employee who did the training, but it won't be registered under the salary. Why? Because you will be able to get you get bonus that you're doing training and you're paying this employee as a training. So it will add bonus to the company. Some of the people, they're not putting it as a training. If they put it under the salary, you don't get benefit from the training from the bonus. So they put it under salary. Okay. So, but this should be prepared by timesheet. All the people, the attendees, they should sign, and then we will be able to include it.
There should be evidence, documented evidence, and for the training and what are the modules provided by the trainer, how it will be increasing the operational efficiency of the company.
Is it okay? Clear?
Thank you. Yeah, clear.
Thank you so much, Luis, for your question. At the moment, we don't have any more questions. Just cannot wait. Yes, yes, someone is asking. We will share the presentation. We will share also the video. We will share the video to the all the attendees because we will post in our YouTube channel, and we will say the link that you can check everything there. I'm not sure if anyone have another question.
It seems the ICV is clear for them.
Okay, if there are no more questions, we are reaching the end of the webinar. Thank you so much, Antonio and Anthony, for your presentation and for sharing your knowledge with us. We also thank for everyone for joining today. They are the last. Thanks. Okay. Have a great afternoon, and I will hope to see you at our next webinars and events. Thank you so much, and see you the next time.
Thank you. Thank you, Josefa. Thank you. Thank you, Christina.